Good evening, everyone. It's Wednesday. It's 8 o'clock. It's the TNG review show. Yay! Woohoo!
It's lag time.
It's lag time. Hopefully not. Hopefully we'll be successful today. But right, oh my, got my phone on. That's not good. There we go. There we go. We're here. We are on time, and it's us. We're back for another Monty Zone. We're back for another TNG review show. With me, Monty Ban, and my co-host Mazit with Bob and G Star. How are you this evening, people?
Good.
Yeah, good.
You're not glitching about all over the place this time, G.
Well, hopefully you just don't go like touch wood.
Touch wood.
Yeah, just don't go and say that.
You're in a log cabin, so it should be easy for you to touch wood.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was last week where I was going, I'm covered in wood. I'm covered in wood.
Wood. Yeah, before when we were backstage preparing for the show, G-Star's camera was playing up and he was jumping like a robot. Which, yeah.
That's exactly what I was doing.
Yes. So, Mazma Bob, how's your week been this week?
Been very good. I'm enjoying the warmer weather. I had a weekend away in Bedford, but now back in Plymouth.
Nice.
Just working like usual.
Working like usual. And talking about working men in our group, G-Star, how's life treating you?
Super fabulous, but I'm still super tired.
Super tired.
I was last week.
Yeah.
Getting back into this routine of having to get up.
Working for a living and not just being a professional YouTuber. That's the that's it, isn't it?
I've stopped living
That's
the
the opposite of the dream.
Yeah.
No longer living the dream.
No, I am having a really good time with the new job.
Good.
Yeah. Hi, Stu Plum.
Hi, Stu Plum.
Yes,
Hi,
so-
Smiler.
So we've already got 25 people in chat. So please don't forget to like this video.
25.
25. Yeah. Well, you never know. You got
It will sound better on the uploaded version.
To be fair, we
People
are
aren't
double
watching
figures.
Yeah,
We're
we're
double
on
figures, that's good.
That's good. It's good. Yeah. So
Nice.
Good evening, Karen. Good evening, Stu Plum. Good evening, my beautiful wrench Smiler, whose birthday is this weekend. So we're all looking forward to having a little bit of a birthday party for Smiler on Saturday. Yay!
Yay.
Exciting party time. So yeah. Tonight we will be discussing Star Trek Next Generation Season 2's episode Contagion. It's a big...
Unlike last week, I don't think you have to say it with a French accent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dauphin.
Contagion.
Contagion. No.
Well, he was speaking Iconian.
Yes. Yeah, that's it. That is it.
Contagion.
Yeah. Good evening, Mickey. Welcome aboard the Starship TNG review show. It's a big notes day today. It's a 2,000 word essay I've written on notes tonight. So I don't know how I managed to get that much out of this episode, but there you go.
We can officially call you a professional note taker.
Yeah, and I'm actually loving doing it in Word and just typing it out as I'm watching. It's so much easier than writing it down. I don't know why I didn't do this before. But there you go. You live and learn. Yeah. So, as it's a big 2,000 word one, shall I just get on with it?
Get on with it.
Oh, I don't know. Should we just preamble a little bit longer? I don't know. No, go on then.
I'll tell you what, talking of preamble.
Gary, you derailed him. Thanks for that.
You have derailed me. I tell you what, I'm not so much liking wearing these nylon or these polyester TNG uniforms in the
heat.
summer. It's not as fun as wearing them in the winter. I have to say, I'm a little bit. And also, you might notice last time I went down the holiday home, I left my manscaping kit down my holiday home, so I haven't been able to shave or trim my beard for a couple of weeks. So I'm starting to look like the wild man of Borneo. But apart from
You're going to start looking like that YouTuber that tries English stuff that you like.
Yeah, that's right. That
He's got a
American guy.
massive beard.
He has got
Why
a
don't
massive beard.
Why don't you try to give it a perm and like look a little bit like Father Christmas?
I could try.
And that's when kids will come up to you and go, this is where you spend the rest of the year.
Yeah. Well, my preamble's got us from 10 viewers down to 4. That's not worked out so well. I'm sure that
seems oddly low.
Yeah.
Hopefully there's not a problem.
No. It seems all right. One question I was going to ask, and I know you guys are not fans, but has anybody watched Clarkson's Farm?
God, no.
No. Okay.
If it's Jeremy Clarkson.
It's Jeremy Clarkson, yeah. It's brilliant. So anyway, it's Monty's top tip for this week. Whether you're a Clarkson fan or not, watch Clarkson's Farm. It's great. There we go.
And my top tip for the week is, if you haven't done so already, watch Loki.
Yeah, that's great.
It was okay.
My top tip is I just watched 3 seasons of The Colony, which is really great. It's unfortunate that it, finished where it did and the story didn't get to completion, but it was still thoroughly enjoyable 3 seasons.
Oh, it's frustrating when that happens, isn't it? It's like Firefly. You're starting getting into it and it's like, no, canned it.
I'm currently watching Steven Spielberg's Taken, and I don't know why, because it was like only ran for 1 season.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
You can still enjoy some of these things. I mean, it's just such a shame, and you never know when things are going to get picked up again.
Loki was okay. I quite like it. It's all right. It'd be interesting to see where it goes.
Well, I think that's enough I haven't told everybody about the questions. That's really important.
Oh, questions. Have you got questions?
I wouldn't classify that as a preamble.
No, it's definitely not. That's essential. That's essential business.
Yeah. So basically, guys, for you that love question time out there, there are 6 questions this evening. Let us type 6 in chat if you wouldn't mind. Just let us know that you're all on board, because the numbers aren't looking right. But anyway, so there's going to be 6 questions tonight. The usual 5. But one of them is going to be a very special Iconian question. And the Iconian question is going to be worth a big smacking 100 TNG points. However, the Iconian question is not multiple choice. And our captain question is also not multiple choice, as usual, and will still be quickest on the buzzer. But with the Iconian question, if 3 of you answer it right, everybody still gets the 100 points.
They're all getting their answers in now. Look, you can't still start spamming numbers in chat.
Yeah, instead of putting 6 in, Karen thought she'd do 1 to 6 and cover all the answers in case it was a quiz question.
Brilliant.
Oh, so the numbers that YouTube are reporting are not right.
No.
Never mind.
No.
That's good though. We have more viewers.
It's
Yay.
Yeah.
It's
just wanted to make sure that everybody was still on board. Right, let's get into it then. That's enough preamble.
Contagion. Let's do this. Let's do this thing. Interestingly, the first picture, instead of being the Enterprise, is of a Romulan warbird. Ooh. There you go. Pretty ship. So, Contagion, teaser. The Enterprise is responding to a desperate plea from Picard's friend, Captain Donald Varley of the USS Yamato. Yamato. Like your tomato. Like tomato. We've had this before. I know. It was in that one where they were in that cloud.
Where silence has least.
Yamato.
You say Yamato, I say Yamato.
Yeah. Of the USS Yamato. There you go. Enterprise's sister ship. In doing so, he will be taking the Enterprise into the neutral zone and hoping not to bump into any Romulans along the way. A certain distance out, Data reports that the Yamato log should be in the computer by the time they arrive, though they appear to be having some issues along the way. Mysterious.
Question time.
Whoa, that was like we haven't.
You
even
said that.
began.
You have got up to that bit, though, haven't you?
Yeah. I even said
Yeah.
a certain distance. I completely missed.
Okay.
I
Cool.
changed my
Sorry.
script and everything.
I am still awake. Okay, so the first lieutenant commander question worth 25 TNG points and your first promotion to lieutenant commander. Picard asks Ensign Crusher, what time will it take for them to rendezvous with the Yamato? What is his answer? Is it A, 4 minutes? Is it B, 4 minutes and 10 seconds? Is it C, 4 minutes and 33 seconds? Or is it D, 4 minutes and 55 seconds? So that's A, 4 minutes, B, 4 minutes, 10 seconds, C, 4 minutes, 33 seconds, and D, 4 minutes and 55 seconds.
There you go. I think we caught Smiler on the hop there. She's like, what question? Already?
Yeah.
Already?
Question time.
And
you're missing
Stuplum
your,
says, big in it. I think he means the
ship,
yeah,
the warbird. Yeah.
it's big. It is big.
It's a
about
big
6
old
times the
bird.
size of the Enterprise. Is that right?
That's
What?
correct.
6 times?
Is it?
No, about 3 times the
No.
size.
Oh
I'd
right,
say.
okay.
Yeah, it's bigger. It's bigger than the Galaxy, but Galaxy class, but no, not 6 times.
Ah. I don't have any
Mickey-
trivia yet, unfortunately.
Mickey missed the question, so
I've
just
got
to go
one on
over
my
it again.
shelf somewhere.
What a question?
No, a warbird.
A warbird.
Yeah, it's,
Oh.
it's on the second shelf down over there. Yeah.
I've got a green light,
No, that's
and
nice.
the Romulan Warbird has got green lights.
That's true. That is true. Right, shall I carry on whilst we get some answers in?
Yeah.
I can have a green light if I want a green light. I thought I could. Maybe I
Maybe
can't.
you can't. Maybe not. Technology has failed you.
Hey,
Hey, there you go.
and I look
Right.
like a Borg queen.
So, despite only being somewhere around 4 minutes out, they appear to have arrived because they put the Yamato on the view screen. And Picard hails Captain Donald. They exchange pleasantries, and you can
Is there
see...
a picture?
Eh? Oh, there might be. Oh, no. That's,
Oh, no.
Oh, no. That's...
Spoilers.
Spoiler, sorry.
Yeah. Yes. So you can see in the view screen of the Yamato that there's some differences in the bridge layout to the Enterprise. Like the arch is blue instead of the light brown that it is in season 2 of TNG. And the captain's chair is obviously on some sort of plinth because he's quite a lot higher in relation to the background arch than he would be on the Enterprise. So that's just my little notes that I happen to have taken on the differences between the Yamato and the Enterprise because I'm a nerd. So I can't help myself. So yes, they hail and they exchange pleasantries, and Donald reports that the problems that they're suffering with are getting serious, and they just lost 18 people when a shuttle bay decompressed into outer space. He thinks that they maybe should have run more tests on the Galaxy-class starship before pressing them into service. Riker asks him if they should think about evacuating any non-essential personnel, bearing in mind that these Galaxy-class starships carry civilians and families, all that sort of thing, on board, like over 1,200 people or something. It's over 1,000 people, including many families. Do you think maybe, we should start evacuating? But Captain Varley says that would be premature. Picard pledges to help repairs, but asks, what are you doing in the neutral zone? Captain Varley says that he was chasing rumours that the Iconian homeworld has been found. Picard thinks he was being a bit reckless, chasing off into the neutral zone based on archaeological rumors, but Donald tells him he found it. And it's a dead planet, but with enough tech to give the Romulans an edge on any conflict. The Yamato then blows up. Just poof. It's like, we should have probably started beating people off. And they get approached by a Romulan warbird. Well, there's the picture of the Yamato going kablooey.
Apparently, the first Galaxy-class starship to be destroyed on screen.
Yeah.
Apparently.
It was epic.
It was. It did that whole, like, saucer section burning up like the Enterprise A in Star Trek 3.
Well, yeah, would you not say...
the original.
You know, thinking of all the special effects that relate to space footage... across the first season and so far in the second season, wouldn't you say it's the best special effects thus far that haven't been reused from one of the motion pictures?
It's pretty good. Yeah. Because a lot of the like groovy special effects have been reproductions, haven't they? Movie-based effects.
Yeah, I would agree. And also, apparently, the registry on the Yamato was different from where Silence has lease. I didn't see it myself, and I can't see it there, but apparently it went from NCC 1305E to NCC 7807.
All right. Well, there you go.
Interesting.
Do you want to give the answers, G? There we go. All
I think we've got everybody.
Yeah. So everybody answered the same. Everybody answered incorrectly. No, they didn't. They answered all correctly. C for correct.
C for correct. I was like that.
Yeah, C for correct. So everybody is getting 25 TNG points, and everybody's getting promotions. So line up and I'll give you your pips.
Who's first? Who wants to be jabbed in the neck with a spiky thing first? It's a bit like having a jab.
Well, Mickey's always early.
Instead of getting it in your arm, you get it in the side of your neck. Right, here you go.
There's my pen.
Right. Have you given them their pips?
Yeah, all
Good.
pipped up.
All picked up.
We've got 3 lieutenant commanders in the house. Well done.
Well done, everybody. So yes, there's the intro. Act 1. They do not know if the warbird was responsible for the Yamato's destruction. But to be on the safe side, Riker orders arm phasers. Prepare to lock on target. Much to Worf's delight. And in return, the Romulans arm all their weapons. They hail the Romulans and they say they were not responsible, but orders the Enterprise to leave the neutral zone immediately. Picard does that cutthroat action thing that mutes the view screen.
Mute.
You know. And Troy reports that the Romulan captain is nervous. Worf is like, see, that means they did it. Worf says Worf says quite a few silly little things in this episode. Returning to the viewer, Picard says that they will comply to leave once they've determined the Romulans weren't responsible for the Yamato's destruction. The Romulans cloak, and Worf's like, maybe they can now fire when they're cloaked. And maybe that's how they did it. You know, but he's like, stand down, Worf, stand down. They have a staff meeting in the observation line, and Geordi reports that it was indeed an accident. Particularly an accident with the Manti...
Whoa. Question time. Okay, for the second lieutenant commander question. Smiler, are you bracing yourself?
Get ready, Smiler.
Get ready, Smiler. So, sensor recordings indicate that the Yamato exploded due to A, uncontrolled duotronic matter-antimatter mix, or B, uncontrolled bilateral matter-antimatter mix, or C, uncontrolled simultaneous matter-antimatter mix, or D, uncontrolled catastrophic matter-antimatter mix.
Well, that's good, because I just said the accident was a matter-antimatter mix. I didn't put the rest of it down, because I just thought that's not important.
Well, we know
We'll
how
s-
Mickey is with his note-taking, so...
Yeah, we'll see if Mickey thought it was important. Would you like me to go through them again?
Mickey's currently going through his
Smile
filing
a Rainbow
system.
probably does.
So,
Karen saying, does it matter?
Is it? No, it's antimatter.
yes, it antimatters. Yeah, uncontrolled.
That wine looks nice. That's what I'm.
Mickey's saying, please do not call it out again.
No, he says, please do call out again.
I thought he was thinking like, it just sounded like a load of gibberish.
Maybe you could just say the beginning bit and don't say the matter-antimatter mix part.
Dear.
Okay, uncontrolled duotronic, uncontrolled bilateral, uncontrolled simultaneous, or uncontrolled catastrophic.
Oh, there you go.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think everybody's waiting for someone else to put a letter.
I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Who's
They
gonna...
were saying, "Oh, what's Mickey going to put? Let's jump on his
Everybody's waiting for
bandwagon."
Mickey. Yeah. Yeah. I don't blame them, to be honest, because I don't know the answer. I know that it was an uncontrolled matter-antimatter mix, but that's I missed out the word. Oh, look, Dad's gone. Stu Plum's gone in there.
Nice
Go
one,
look
Stu
at
Plum.
I will.
Mickey's waiting. Mickey's waiting.
Mickey's doing
Well
a Yoda.
done, that girl. Look, she's got that all down already.
Wow. She says she
Well
can go
done,
off
Smiley.
people. I don't think you're winning any favors with the soon-to-be birthday girl.
Oh dear.
Hey, at least it keeps you awake.
Anyway, while we're waiting for the results, so it was an accident. It would not normally be possible, but it seems that an improbable chain of events happened to allow the error to occur. Geordie says it could be a design flaw. The captain of the Yamato could have been right, but Picard wants to give Geordie some time first. Picard wants Geordie to investigate using any personnel he needs.
Sorry, did you actually read what Vicky wrote in the it's all sorts. An antimatter doesn't matter mix, an uncontrolled stupid mix.
Oh no, I didn't mean it.
That's so
Uncontrolled
funny.
stupid. Who knows? Who knows?
Never mind. That's so funny. Sorry.
Yeah. That was brilliant.
I didn't want to say, oh, you didn't even notice. I noticed.
You
It's
did
really
notice.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Brilliant. Oh, thank you. My son just brought me a cup of tea.
Ah,
That's nice.
hey, Snake King.
Where's mine?
They say hello, Snake King. Hi, he says hi. Right. Yes. So he wants Geordie to investigate using any personnel he needs. Troy asks if they should withdraw from the neutral zone now, but Picard wants to give Geordie some time first to get on with his investigation before he does anything. In the ready room, Picard looks over Donald Varley's logs for Romulan or Iconian, and he learns that he originally carried an artifact away from an archaeological dig on Danius 3, and they've examined it, but they cannot work out its function. The next log says he's found a Rosetta Stone and decoded it and used it to locate Iconia, and he decides to set off and find it. The next log mentions the Iconian probe after he finds the planet, but they don't know the probe's purpose. And the next log, he talks about system failures with the scanning systems and transporters, and he says he's off to the Enterprise to see if they can help with the problems. G, do you want
Apparently,
to go
there were a host of inconsistencies with the star dates with regard to what he was scrolling through compared to what was coming up, and the amount of time in between them was like unrealistic. I don't know. There was just a whole bunch of stuff that people have worked out, but I can't be bothered to recite it all.
Have we got all the
No, I haven't had Karen's answer yet. Oh, hold on. No, I don't think so. I think that was the first one. Yeah.
Maybe she's walking the dogs again.
Maybe she's going and walking.
Sorry, I was in the kitchen.
I think she
It's-
probably.
Pick a letter, any letter.
It's funny. I'm already ready for the next question as well.
Oh.
All right, well, get a letter in, or you're going to miss the points. Should we call it?
Ooh, dum dum dum.
Dun 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 boo.
Doo-doo. So the answer was
She says B.
the answer. Hold on, I've lost my place now. Where am I?
So we've got a C, a D, and a B. We've got three different
Yeah,
answers
three
this
different.
time.
Spread out.
And the correct answer was catastrophic, uncontrolled catastrophic matter antimatter mix, which was D, which was Mickey.
What is
So Lieutenant Commander Mickey gets another 25 TNG points.
Cool. Well done, Mickey.
Position. I'll go through
Well
this.
done, the Mickey.
Well done, the Mickey.
And then my next question. Question
Oh, yeah.
time.
What?
Yeah. So as Monty was just explaining, Picard was reviewing Captain Varley's personal logs. But what was the time index of the second personal log?
Oh my God.
Was it A, 1340, B, 1330, C, 1320, or D, 1310? The second personal log, what was the time index on the screen? Was it A, 1340, B, 1330, C, 1320, or D, 1310? Don't forget, this is worth a commander promotion and worth 50 TNG points.
This has got to be a guess-a-rooney, isn't it?
Oh no,
I mean,
think
there were so many logs. Nobody's going to have written them all down.
I think Mickey might have done because he's gone. Oh. I think he knows.
Oh, I read it more as like an oh.
Yeah, look, he's got a happy smiley face.
Oh my God.
He likes this question. he's getting into G's head. He's you know, like a serial killer, like a detective to catch a serial killer has to become the serial killer to, like, you know, think how he thinks and that. G is like, you know, Mickey's in G's head. He's growing a beard and everything at the moment. He's getting into watches and all sorts. Yeah.
Anywho, so Taris, the one who plays the Romulan captain lady person,
Yes.
recognize her?
Yes.
Yeah.
She plays another Romulan, I think, or some. She plays. I think
She does play another Romulan, Toreth, I believe, in Face of the Enemy.
And she's in another sci-fi show.
Yeah, she's in a bunch of other things, actually. I think Babylon 5 is one of them. But
Yeah.
but she's also in Voyager in a character called Mrs. Templeton, which I didn't look up what that was, but I assume it might be in that, you know, that holodeck village they have, because she was in a few episodes as Mrs. Templeton. However, she's also in another Next Generation episode, which is the one I recognize her from the most, actually, called First Contact. And that's the one with Riker, where he's on that planet. And
with, like,
they discover he's not whatever their species is, and she sort of helps him or what have you.
She's
so she's like a doctor, is it? Or
she's like a scientist who takes advantage of the situation.
The genderless society, is that the one you're talking
about?
No, she's a female alien, but she's like, I'll let you go.
Oh. But I've always wondered what it's like to be with an alien. I forgot about that.
So she makes Riker do things to her.
That's bad.
Just so he can be released.
I forgot about that, but that's what I probably recognise her most from, because that was quite a main role, that episode. But yeah.
Well, we've got all the answers in.
Do you want to do it then?
Yeah, so my next comment goes directly to Stu Plum. Let me know if that was a guess or whether you're getting into my head as well, because you were right. So was Mickey. Both of you, Commander Pip's promotion and 50 TNG points.
Wow.
So the scores on the doors right now, after 3 questions, is we have Mickey on 100 TNG points, and we have Stu Plum on 75, and Karen on 25.
Whoop, whoop. Well done, everyone.
Be good.
So on leaving,
It was a guess.
it was a guess, was it? Oh well, it was a good guess. You know, it was a good guess. On leaving the ready room, Picard, on leaving his ready room, the doors didn't open for him, and he nearly face planted that door, which was strange. It's like, why is the door not opening now? They review the visual record of the probe encounter with the Yamato on the view screen, and Data thinks it's some sort of scanner. They head off to the planet where the probe was found, which doesn't seem like a good idea, but they do it anyway. Worf reports that it's close to the Romulan border, so there might be trouble. Riker asks Picard if he's risking war, but Picard said he's preventing one. Act 2. Wes visits Picard in his ready room, and firstly asks about the Iconians. He thought they were a myth, but Picard said no, they were very real. And they supposedly appeared all over the galaxy without the need for ships. Secondly, Wes is troubled by seeing the Yamato blow up in front of his face, and wonders how everyone on the bridge is dealing with it so well. And Picard says, well, it's our training. We're trained to.
You're at least 2 pictures behind, by the way.
Oh, am I? Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Well done.
So the next one is actually kind of topical because I mentioned her just a moment ago, and the fact that she'd been in some other thingies. And the next one, I wonder which of the logs it is, but it's one of the logs.
Can I just say something about this shot, though?
Yeah.
It's good to see that they've actually put some work into
set
the
together.
The set of the. It's usually like a white background or just a picture of their face or something. You know, it's like, oh yeah, wow. Actually seeing inside other ships now. That's.
I guess they had to because spoilers, but Picard goes there later, doesn't he? So they had to have some sort of set. So that forced their hand.
That's him going through the log.
I think that might be the first.
I believe that was the first one.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the artifact that he took from the archaeological dig that got him interested in this whole Iconian thing in the first place. And okay, so yeah, we're there. That's good. So yeah, he's talking to Wes. He says it's our training. We're trained to it. But the day that you're not affected by something like that is the day you need help. As he's talking to Wes, he orders a tea, Earl Grey hot, from the replicator. But instead, the replicator delivers a plant in a cup, which is not right. So again, it's very wrong.
The first time he orders a tea Earl Grey hot, and as those of us who've watched all this before, we know that he does that many times.
Is that the first one?
Very first time.
Wow.
And he doesn't even get what he wants.
No. Yeah, it's a plant. That's not very iconic, is it?
No. Tea Earl Grey hot.
Hot.
Yeah. I don't know how
plant.
Hot.
Red. Hot.
Yeah. Geordie's found out that it was not a design flaw, but probably something to do with the alien probe. But that also doesn't explain why the Enterprise now seems to be having system problems all over the ship. The Enterprise arrives at Iconia to find a dead planet as evidence of widespread aerial bombardment. As they arrive, a projectile is launched from the surface, so they raise the shields and ready the tractor beam. Picard comms Geordie in engineering and tells him that he is going to help with his investigation by capturing the probe. But Geordie is concerned. He doesn't want him to do that. And he wants to reply and tell him as such, but the comms is no longer working because of the problems. So he decides to take the turbo lift to the bridge. Change picture. Geordie has
And question time.
rough ride. And,
So this is a chance for Karen to get her commander promotion.
Yay,
It's
Karen.
the next commander question. Worth 50 TNG points. It's still multiple choice, but it's the last one, so make the most of it. Right, so we've got the awesome picture here. Geordie needs to rush to the bridge to warn Picard and the bridge crew. So he uses the turbolift system where he encounters a system malfunction with the turbolift. But which turbolift is he in? A, 36, B, 38, C, 40, or D, 42?
Your questions are not getting any easier.
Is it A, 36, B, 38, C, 40, or D, 42?
47.
Couple of things. I missed one. What was it? Can't remember. But also with this scene here, there's a couple of things. He has like a sweat patch that then disappears, as a continuity thing. And this bit specifically, you can't see it so well because it's kind of behind his bum.
Yeah.
But there's like loads of damage and stuff. They've clearly
Yeah.
done this take a few times, and the set's gotten damaged because there wouldn't actually be like loads of dents and paint chipped off the ceiling of a turbo lift. But clearly, they've had a few takes, and so there's all sorts of damage to the set.
It looks like the top of the turbolist made out of
Oh,
cardboard.
yeah, you
or
can see
something.
one there.
Behind him
You can
here.
see it a little bit between his legs there.
Behind
You
him,
can
it's
see-
a right mess.
Yeah, above him, like above his right
Yeah,
arm.
there's a little chip up in the
Oh,
corner.
you can't
Yeah.
see
But
it.
yeah, where his bum is, like there's a whole bit where like all the paint's missing and it looks
Yeah.
dented.
Yeah. Yeah. He makes a mess of the turbo lift.
Does indeed.
And not because he poos himself on the way up.
Oh, and the other thing was that this is the first mention of Jean-Luc Picard's hobby of archaeology, which obviously comes up a few times
Yeah.
as well. That was the other one I missed.
What other captain was big on archaeology in Star Trek lore? Anybody know?
Pike?
Nope.
Janeway? No,
Don't
she
think
was
it's any
she
of
was,
the main ones.
she was big on camping.
Kirk.
Was he?
Who?
Yeah. Captain Kirk.
Kirk.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Who's Captain Kirk? Yeah, he had artifacts all
Not
over his
impressed.
quarters that he collected from archaeological sites and things. He was into that sort of thing as well.
Cool.
It's a little thing that they share as Enterprise captains.
Oh, nice.
So answers to the last commander question, as they're all in.
Yep.
So Mickey, was that in your notes? Was it Mickey? Or did you just go and watch the episode?
As soon as you said the question, he put a big grinny smiley thing. In
He
the
used his
chat.
other device to get on the Netflix and fast forward to that bit. You can't be that in my head, surely. But Mickey is the only one that's right. It was Turbo Lift 36. It was A.
It sure was. It's all there.
Yeah. It would be good if Mickey typed his notes into Word as well, and then you could have a number of word off.
That's right. Yeah. Oh dear. Yes. Well done, Mickey. Very thorough. That's all I can say because I did not write that down. Gosh, if I put it to that level of detail, my notes would be astronomical. So yeah, where were we? Geordie is on his way to the bridge, and a really fun little
Just for
Right.
fun, he sent us a picture of his notes with Turbolift 36 highlighted to show that he didn't just go and watch the episode.
Oh, that is scary, Vicky. Thank you for sharing, but it does show how much you've got into my head.
Yeah, not only that, it's like not only has he got notes, he's got bits underlined and circled.
Highlighted. She's a highlighter to highlight that bit.
Class.
Oh dear, that's brilliant.
Karen's telling him to get a life.
Yeah.
That's harsh.
Oh dear. Yeah, so as he's tumbling about in the turbo lift, eventually the turbo lift ejects him onto the bridge, spits him out. He goes rolling down the aisle, and he gets up and he yells at them to destroy the probe. So they destroy the probe with phasers, and Picard's like, welcome to the bridge. Act 3. In the observation lounge, Geordie's telling them that the probe transmits a computer program, a virus. And the Enterprise got infected from downloading the Yamato log, as it was infected with the said virus. And because that's the way it got into the Enterprise system, rather than from the probe, it was isolated and it's taken a little bit longer to actually affect the ship, which is what they're seeing now. Geordie's telling them that... Sorry?
I was going to say minor goof, but apparently which again, not something I would have personally noticed, but when you see different people in the observation room, like the stars in the background are moving in slightly different directions, which aren't consistent with each other. And none of them are in keeping with what the actual direction of the ship is. So yeah, just anyway.
But at least they've got the stars moving in the background now. Because in the first season, all the stars were always static.
Good point.
And we know why that is, don't we? Because I think we covered it in another episode. But
did we?
Yeah. Or the stars were always supposed to be moving past the windows when they're stationary, slightly moving. And they had these big black curtains with like little lights on them to simulate the stars, and the curtains were motorized to give a nice slow panning motion, but the motor that they installed to move the curtains in season 1 wasn't meaty enough to move these giant black curtains. It didn't work. So by season 2 they got a bigger motor for their curtain setup, and they were finally able to make the stars move.
I'm not sure we did cover that before. It feels like news to me. But also you can go on by one photo.
Oh, can
I? That's where Geordie got spat out of the lift.
Oh, yeah.
His visor had fallen off. And when you said, do you know why the stars weren't moving? Mickey put, because they weren't in space.
Just breaking the fourth wall there.
Yeah. That's so rude.
Come on, what are you talking about?
Fracturing the illusion.
Fracturing it. Blowing it up. Right. Where was I? Oh, yes. Geordie tells them that they are sitting on a bomb that may go off any second or not go off at all. They just don't know.
That was helpful information there.
Yeah. In sick bay, the biobeds aren't working. And Dr. Pulaski's yelling at one of her male nurses, about the biobeds not working and everything breaking, as though it's his fault. And he's just like stood there staring at her going, okay. She tells another guy to make a splint because he doesn't know how to fix bones. And he complains that this isn't real medicine. And she's like, yes, it is. It's old-fashioned medicine. Now get on with it. In engineering, Geordie...
One potential goof, though, is that apparently in Starfleet, they put all academies through like wilderness training. So really, they should all have some rudimentary knowledge of, basic field triage. So why would a splint be something so alien that nobody's heard of it before?
I don't know. Yeah, it's just one of those throwaway lines, isn't it? Like some levity.
Hi, Hunterman.
Yeah, Hunterman RJ, good evening, sir. Welcome on board.
Hi.
In engineering, Geordie attempts to access the master program, but gets whammied by some blue lightning. So Data pulls him away and accidentally throws him across engineering. And he's like, oh, whoopsie. I like
Picture.
Data's reaction. Oh,
It's
there
a
you go.
nice, funny moment.
Yeah, he's like, "Ooh,
It's a
ooh."
great scene. He does pull a classic face. I've got
Yeah.
like smiley faces, like Data's face, funny face.
Yeah, it's a funny face. It's
good.
one of those funny moments. And then he's like, from the floor, Geordie's like, Data, what happened?
So
Data's like, it's another one of those moments where the actions have random results. And Geordie's like, thanks, Data. I noticed. It's quite a nice
It's
little scene
great.
between the two
It's
of
like
them,
the
isn't it?
funniest bit in this episode.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it the other day because why I like Brent Spiner so much as Data, and sort of occurred to me, and especially watching scenes like this, when I was growing up, my dad absolutely loved Laurel and Hardy, and so I was made to watch a lot of Laurel and Hardy, and came to love it. And he reminds me so much of that actor in some of his gestures and work. He could have played him in the film version, I think, if they'd made it around this time. But he's probably a little bit too old for it now.
Old for it now to play Laurel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, Hunterman RJ's had his first surgery yesterday. Well, I hope all is well and you're on your way to recovery. But let us take your mind off of your pains and focus it on some Star Trek. There we go. Yeah, so he helps Geordie off the floor. In the ready room, Riker's fretting, but Picard says, "Don't worry, we're probably about to be all blown up," which doesn't really help Riker's. And he then decides that he's going to beam down and search for some clues, and tells Riker that he in fact is going to lead the away team himself. And Riker's not very pleased about that, and he puts Riker in command. And Riker's like, well,
No wonder he wants to lead the away team. The ship's about to blow up.
yeah, he puts Riker in command, and Riker's been command of what? For as long as it lasts.
Yeah.
We'll watch the fireworks from the surface, as Picard. So Picard, Worf, and Data beam down after Brian warns them about the risks of, not being able to be beamed back up again. And then on the bridge, the Warbird decloaks in front of them and arms photon torpedoes. Riker orders shields up, but Wesley can't get the shields to respond. But then nothing happens. They don't fire. So Riker wants to know what's happening, and the lady in tactical reports that, well, they just cancelled it. They've stood down. Riker says it's fate, protects fools, little children, and ships named Enterprise. The shields
Do you
continue.
know where that's from?
Nope.
So apparently it was kind of a parody of a phrase said by a German 19th century German Prime Minister Otto von Bismarck, who said, "God loves children's, drunkards, and the United States of America." So it's kind of like a similar-ish phrase based on that sort of triplet of things.
The ship named after him didn't fare so well. The Bismarck.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, ship's named Enterprise. The shields continue to go up and down. Wes can't get on top of it. And the phasers come on and then go off again. So Riker hails them, and the Romulans tell him she's claimed the planet on behalf of the Romulan Empire. But Riker reminds her that he can't claim planets in the neutral zone. It's the neutral zone. And she says, well, withdraw or I'll be forced to destroy you. And then as she's saying that, she kind of gets cut off and her ship cloaks and then uncloaks again. Sort of reverses a little bit. Goes forward, does a little barrel roll. No, it doesn't do any of those things. But, yeah. So she then pops back onto the screen and continues talking as though nothing happened. Ship's falling apart around her. And then just then, another probe gets launched from the surface, and Riker advises the Romulans to destroy it, which they do. And Riker surmises that they must have intercepted the Yamato log like the Enterprise did, and they got infected as well. Riker orders Wes to try to keep the shields up as best as possible, but Wes reminds Riker that as long as the shields are up, we won't be able to beam the away team back. And Riker's like, oh yeah, I forgot about that.
There was a technical... Sorry, there was a technical goof about the fact that Riker keeps asking Wes to put the shields up and down, but apparently the shields are supposed to be controlled from the tactical station.
Oh, from Wolf Station, yeah, on the Harch. Yeah, it would be, yeah. I would have thought. Riker always tells Worf to go shields up, doesn't he? Shields up, red alert.
What'd you say about goofs, G?
I said there's a lot of goofs in this episode.
Yeah,
they're like relatively minor or, quite sort of specific or technical. But yeah, there are a few.
Yeah, speedy recovery, Hunter man. He's laying down and he's recovering now. So yeah, hope all goes well. And always go on Fortnite. That'll take your mind off it. Yes, loads of little goofs. I suppose though, if you try to look at it logically, maybe they can cover each other on the panels on the bridge. If someone's not tactical, then the person on the helm can shoot and raise them shields, and do things.
Yeah, and Worf is on the planet, but there is some gold shirt lady at the tactical station.
Yeah.
So you'd still think she would do it rather than your noddy teenage ensign.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Do you know, I recognise that lady, and she was in a number of Star Trek episodes, and Falcon Crest and things that I hadn't watched, and I couldn't think of where I'd seen her before. But it turned out she started her career in a Coca-Cola advert, and it was the Coca-Cola advert that I remembered her from when I was a kid. Oh, the Coca-Cola advert, that's the one. So
there you go.
Wow. There you go. Yeah. Full of little things. On the planet. There we go. So this is Act 4 now. We're going to Act 4. On the planet, they've found the control center. Data confirms that there's no other life forms on the planet, and he also spots the relationship between the symbols on the panels to other known languages. I wonder if there's a question about languages. Picard asks to cross-reference those languages to see if he can understand any of them.
Question time.
Is it? Really? Or you...
Yeah, no, it is really.
All right.
let me just quickly do something a moment.
Hello?
Can you say something?
Hello? Well, what's he doing?
Technical problems.
Oh, hello.
No, it's just these headphones are hurting me, so I wanted to change to some other ones, but I can't do that mid question anyway. So we'll come back to it in a minute.
No.
Right. So this is the special Iconian question.
Oh, 100 points.
Yeah, it's worth 100 TNG points.
Oh my god.
But it is not multiple choice. So you will have to provide the answer yourself. Okay. So they're on the planet's surface on Iconia. On the Iconian panel, the sequence for Picard to override the launch bay doors is what?
Ooh. I know.
On the Iconian panel, the sequence for Picard to override the launch bay doors is what? I know we hadn't got to that point in the narrative yet, but I didn't want you to give away the answer.
Do you like my mug, by the way?
It's cute.
It's a little panda.
Yeah, it's that a red panda?
Does it look red? It's a white panda. It's just
but no, when you were that red panda one week on,
I was a panda.
You didn't look red then.
No, I was.
You looked like
panda.
Rocket.
Yeah, I did. Raccoon. Yeah, but I was a panda. Yeah.
Well, maybe everybody calls Rocket like a raccoon or whatever, but maybe he is a red panda. That would make more sense.
Mm. Okay, so while you're thinking up some color sequences,
So Smiler Rainbow's attempt at that question was flibble.
it's fair. It's fair. It's a good
Good.
interpretation.
Like it.
Yeah. Yeah. So
There was another phrase actually early on, but it didn't get said, I don't think. Did you, when Geordie was working on stuff, didn't John-Luke say to him, time is the one thing that we do not have in abundance?
he did say that. Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, I don't think we covered that. But it's only interesting because it was the exact line used by Spock in the Paradise Syndrome. I don't know if it was supposed to be, an exact line or whether it was just coincidence, but
What was the line?
yeah.
Time.
Time is the one thing we do not have in abundance.
Because it kind of reminds me of time is the fire in which we burn.
Yeah.
Star Trek Generations.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Said by who?
Said by
What's his face? Malcolm McDowell.
Soren.
No.
Soren.
Soren. Yeah. Dr. Soren.
Soren.
Yeah.
It's Malcolm something. What's he called?
McDowell.
Malcolm. It is McDowell. All right. So I could get the actor name, but not the character name.
Yeah. Fire. Time is the fire in which we burn, Captain. Right. Where was we? On the Enterprise. Oh yeah, that's it. What was that?
Well, Mickey said blue, blue, blue. Stuplum said blue, 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 and Karen said, "I've got no clue, so I'll go with blue, blue, blue."
I've got a feeling Mickey might have set a trend there in the answers given.
I knew it too, though, and it was quite an easy-ish one to remember because he says blue, 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 and then Picard says, "I hope that wasn't just a stutter."
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
And I changed my light to blue. I was trying to hint.
Oh, you changed it. You're blue, dabba dee dabba die. Right.
That song's gonna get stuck in my head now.
Blue, dabba dee dabba dee. On the Enterprise, Diana is getting jumpy because she's sensing the crew's general unease. She advises Riker to give the crew something to do to keep their minds off all their problems, so he decides that maybe preparing for evacuation would be a prudent move. And he ends up putting Diana in charge of these evacuation preparations. And I think that's more just to give her something to do as well, so she's not fretting about it, which is a pretty good move there by Riker. On the planet, Data's found the relationships between the languages and goes on to explain it in length to Picard, and Picard stops him in Picard's way and tells him just to get on with it. His first step is to press manual override, which sends out blue lightning. More blue lightning, and opens up a portal to another world. So it was definitely not manual override. Have we got a... There you go. Oh,
It's a bit later, but yeah, it shows the portal. So
yeah, let's leave it there. Look, there you go, portal. Picard theorizes that this is how the Iconians appeared all over the galaxy without needing a ship. And maybe they weren't all destroyed after all. Maybe some of them escaped through this portal. He also surmised that this was what Captain of the Yamato had feared would get into the Romulans' hands, and they'd use it as a weapon. And Worf is like, just like the Iconians did. But Data doesn't think the Iconians use it as a weapon because of what was the room layer, and that he said this looks more like a transporter room. But Worf is like, but the probe was hostile. But Picard's like, well, maybe not. Its effects were devastating, but that might have not been his original intention. Worf's like, but we knew the Iconians were warlike. And Picard's like, well, maybe not. because all we know from them is from the victors, and the victors tend to write the history to suit them. So maybe they were just they just feared what they did not understand. So Worf's batting like a triple loss on this, like, which just made me laugh.
Just a couple of things in
the
chat.
worst of people.
He does, yeah.
Mickey says it's quite good effects. And then, Mickey, you said I should have asked for the whole sequence. I did almost do the first part of the sequence, but when I get to the non-multi-choice questions, I try and make the answers a little bit easier.
Yeah. I do quite like how there's like the sparkly bit down the outside, you know.
Makes it feel look very tactile.
Yeah, like it's an actual thing, which is pretty clever.
Yeah, like a doorway to heaven.
Yeah.
And there was a, I think when it first appeared, Worf says something like, "How do we know it's not holographic?" And then Data walks over and shoves his arm in it.
Yeah.
And Picard's like, "Don't do that."
That was stupid.
And then Data says, "No, it's not a holograph," which is the wrong word to use. It should be like a hologram. So a bit of a character error, but yeah, it was just quite funny the way he just like plonk arm. Don't do that. Pretty reckless.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I wrote that in my notes. I don't know, maybe I.
Oh, did that happen later? Did it?
No,
oh, sorry.
I think it happened earlier, but I might have accidentally skipped over that bit.
Yeah, because it was before he got hit by the blue.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I must have just missed it. But one thing, you know, it's flicking through any possible points in the whole galaxy, and happens to give like an ideal spot on the Enterprise bridge.
Not only that, it only goes through about 10 places and cycles.
And one of them looks like the Roman forums.
It's actually the Parthenon in Athens.
It's the Parthenon,
is it the Parthenon? Let me see. Yeah, the Parthenon in Athens. There's the temples of Bacchus and Jupiter in Baalbek.
Oh, no, that's what I was thinking of.
A turret arch in Arches National Park.
Right.
There's a Casbah in Morocco. And the one with the skyscrapers, like two arcs, that's actually the City Hall in Toronto, Ontario, in Canada.
So basically, it takes them to anywhere on Earth and the Enterprise Bridge.
Well,
or the Romulan ship.
Or the Romulan.
I probably think they were betting on that the audience wouldn't be able to, in a couple of seconds, figure out where they were actually showing pictures of, and just I don't think they were suggesting that all of them went to Earth.
No.
But
it's supposed to
what
be
I will
random
say,
locations elsewhere.
This is jumping ahead a little bit, but this is one of my favorite scenes of Star Trek, of all Star Trek. I just love that. I think it's great storytelling. I can remember watching this episode for the first time and just thinking how awesome an idea that would be, that there's this doorway that changes and cycles between different places that you can go, and it was just super mysterious, and I just thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, and it's kind of like that first concept of like they're advanced aliens like hundreds of thousands of years ago traveling throughout the galaxy instantaneously.
Yeah, I mean, in the future rest of the series, they don't really go back to the Iconian story very much, but where I was lucky and so pleased, for years I played Star Trek Online, or for those of us who played it, called it STO, and they did a huge segment in that game about the Iconian history and sequences within the game, all involved around the Iconians, and I can understand why, because I think it, by the writers and the makers of the program, I think it was overlooked as an opportunity for a future story arc.
Well, it did come back in Deep Space Nine. They found another Iconian gateway in an episode called To the Death.
I think I do remember that. Yeah, but they didn't go back
the only
to
other
it.
reference
TNG.
to it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did I give out the answer to the Iconian question?
No, I don't think you did. No.
I think we did cover it anyway, but just to confirm, everybody was right. It was blue, blue, blue. So that meant that everybody got 100 Iconian TNG points and can have a little Iconian badge. But that means that we have Karen on 125 points, Stuplum on 175 points, and Mickey on 250 points.
Big points. Big
Very
points.
big points.
Very big points. Big point, Mickey. Right. Yes, so Worf points out that actually, look, the Enterprise is in the doorway. Well, it does look like the Enterprise. He's like, yeah. So he's like,
oh yeah,
Enterprise,
that guy's always an
Enterprise.
extra scene.
And it's like, yes, Worf, that is the Enterprise. And Worf's like, yes, I got something right. Because everything else he just said leading up to that, he got them wrong. So he was pleased with himself. Yeah, sorry, what were you saying, G?
I was saying, of course, it's the Enterprise. It's got the guy who's always the security extra you know.
Guy there in the back.
Yeah, he's always the one stood behind Worf, like the one in sickbay in the last few episodes. And so it's the Enterprise. It's got the right people.
That's right. Data then finds one of those vast underground power sources that all alien civilizations have in Star Trek, and Data tries to access the computer again. He's like, I know, I'll access it directly, but gets whammied by blue lightning and sent across the room. Dun, 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 dun. Act 5. They ask Data if he's all right, but he is damaged. He's talking all weird and he cannot see. The same program that's crippling the ship is now crippling his internal programming. Picard tells Worf that next time the Enterprise appears in the doorway, take Data back through it and destroy the tricorder, as they didn't want any record of what they have discovered. He asked Data to help him destroy the control room and the probes. So Data advised him to launch the probes, but keep the launch bay doors closed. That way the backwash from the rockets will destroy everything. He then walks Picard through the process of the blue, red and yellow triangles, and Worf takes Data back to the Enterprise, and they instantly appear on the bridge. They take Data down to engineering, but Geordi can't fix him, and he tragically dies.
What?
Yeah. Geordi closes his eyes without touching his eyes. I notice he puts his hand over his eyes. Just like he waves his hand over his face and magically Data's eyes closed. On the planet, Picard touches the triangles in some particular order and something starts to happen. See, I didn't even put the order down because I knew it was going to be a question. The engineering data...
Well, you can say it now. Blue, blue, blue.
Yeah, blue, blue, blue. Keep the doors closed. And engineering data is now not dead. Yay!
Yay.
But he's confused. He's confused to be on the Enterprise. He's like, I'm on the Enterprise. Geordi surmises that rebooting Data and wiping the infected memories fixed his problems. And Data's like, what memory have I forgotten? So
basically, it took them all this time to find out what IT people around the world have known for many years, which is when you've got a problem, switch it off and on again.
So that's it. They realize the solution is to shut down the computer and restart it. Wipe the memory and restart it. Yeah. Who knew? Switching off and switching it back on again would have fixed all their problems.
Will actually work.
Yeah. Data's like, can I help? On the planet, Picard escapes the exploding room by jumping through the portal, luckily onto the Romulan bridge. The Romulan captain is like, I can't switch off the auto-destruct sequence, but at least I'll have the satisfaction that you will die with us. And Picard's like, not today, Commander. And O'Brien beams him back. Riker sends the information over to the Romulans, instructions on how to purge their system, and then warps away just in case it all goes wrong. Picard says to Riker, I see why you keep the away missions to yourself. That's where all the excitement is. So what's been happening here? Same old routine, I suppose. And walks out of the transporter room to eye shakes from the rest of the crew. The Enterprise...
It's gone for half an hour.
What's an eye shake?
Well, just like a,
Eye roll.
Eye roll, that's the
Eye
one.
roll.
That's the one. That's the mental name. The Enterprise and the Warbird both head off in opposite directions. That's it.
Yay.
Hooray.
So,
Is there a final question there?
question time. We've got to decide on our captain for the evening and the winner. Nope.
Bless you.
Bless you, Maz. Okay, so on the answer to this question, remember it is worth 100 TNG points and captain promotion. It is not multiple choice. In the answer, it's I need all the names just to give you, and it's the quickest off the buzzer, so only one person can win the 100 points. So whoever gets it in chat first. At the very start of the episode, the Enterprise receives a plea from the Yamato. Picard leaves his ready room and enters the bridge. Which senior officers are not on the bridge? Which senior officers are not on the bridge? Not on the bridge. Need all the names for you to get the correct answer.
It's a difficult one. That's quite a big question there, G. If Mickey was in your head and predicted you'd ask this question, it'll be props to the lad.
There's a time limit on this one as well, so we'll give it another 30 seconds.
In the meantime, a little tiny bit, Triv, is that the Hakona, which is the name of the Romulan warbird, was the first Romulan ship that was named on screen.
Really?
No, yeah, normally they're just Romulan warbird.
15
Hakona.
seconds.
The Romulan
10,
ships in the original series
9,
were birds of prey.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4,
Oh.
3, 2, 1.
Did you know
Blast
that?
off.
I don't know if you know what
No.
they look like. They were like white. And
Isn't that what Klingon ships
And they
are?
had a bird painted on the bottom.
Oh, yeah. I know what they... Yeah.
And they were called Romulan birds of prey. And the bird of prey in Star Trek 3 is the first time we see a Klingon bird of prey. It's because the antagonists in that film was supposed to be Romulans. And so that was supposed to be the new Romulan bird of prey. But at the last minute, they decided to make the antagonists Klingons instead. So they made it a Klingon bird of prey, even though up to that point, it was always Romulan birds of prey. And they just said, well, at some point between then and now, the Klingons captured some Romulan birds of prey and re-engineered them and created their own Klingon birds of prey.
Oh.
Which is why
Well, there you go.
the bird
Did
of
not
prey
know
thing
that.
went from being Romulan to being in Klingon. So there you go. Another useless fact.
There's no such thing as a useless fact.
Yeah.
So time has elapsed. We only got one answer in, and that was from Mickey.
Does Dr. Pulaski count?
Why?
I don't know. Was
She wasn't there.
on the bridge?
Yep, of course she counts. So what would you guys answer?
At the beginning, I don't think was Geordie on the bridge.
No.
No, I think Geordie went on the bridge. Pulaski went on the bridge. Data was, Riker was, Picard was, Deanna was. So yeah, the Doctor, Geordie, and Worf was. Yeah, those
Well, you
two.
would have been correct if you got it in chat in time. Yep, the answer was that obviously Geordie was in engineering and Pulaski was in sickbay.
Oh yeah, I figured it out.
Yay, Monty Ban.
Yay!
Yay! So that unfortunately means that nobody gets the captain promotion this week, but better luck next week, guys. But it does mean that we still have a winner for the evening, and that was Mickey with 250 TNG points. Well done. Round of applause, everybody. And in second place, we had Stu Plum with 175. And in third place, with a very respectable 125 TNG points, was Karen.
Well, still high points for everyone this week. I think everyone's a winner, even though Mickey really won again.
Everyone's a winner, baby.
Except Mickey really won.
Yeah.
But I feel like I won because I beat him on the last question. He didn't get it right.
Finally outfoxed him.
More of those type of questions. Who was holding their arm around him? Who was, yeah.
Was there another picture?
Make loads of notes. Oh yeah.
No, that wasn't. Was that? Oh yeah. That's when he was in the. He beamed into the bridge.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Ha ha! You're gonna die with us." And he's like, "Not today, sister." And beamed back. Yeah, that's just production notes. There was one.
Start thinking about your scores, guys, and get them in chats.
That's when Data got whammied by the blue lightning. They do love the blue lightning in TNG, don't they? You can't beat a good blue lightning effect.
It's not bad though.
It works, doesn't it? It's
yeah.
It's very TNG-ish.
Just to remind everybody, don't forget to like this video.
Oh, don't forget.
Do you know I did that right at the beginning for a change?
Yeah.
I was a good girl.
I was as well. I was.
You're a good boy.
I was a good boy.
Yeah. I'm only seeing 3 likes, so I know that we've had more people on. But so yeah, make sure you're liking. It really does help.
Yeah.
Defo.
Here we go.
I did say to everybody, start thinking about your scores and get them in chat. So let's get them in, guys.
Oh yeah, let's get
Scores
my
on the
paddle.
doors.
Let's get my paddle ready.
Scan through if there's any triv I've missed. No, some goofs. There was some stuff about. Well, yeah, there was just a trivia thing about. Apparently, they say it will take 12 hours at warp 8, which means that's about 1.4 light years. Apparently. For those geeks that want to know that sort of stuff or already know that sort of stuff. Oh yeah, and when Worf was carrying Data through the bridge after he comes through the gateway, I don't know if anybody noticed, but Riker says, like, where's the captain? And Worf says, hopefully the captain will follow. But his mouth doesn't move at all.
No, is it not?
It's just literally vocal dubbed over, no moving mouth.
It's one of those, they just dubbed it in moments. There's a number of those in this where they just decide to stick a line in because they're like, oh, we missed that line out. We didn't film that bit. Oh, we'll just stick it in. It's fine. Apparently
there was a boom mic shadow. I didn't notice it. It was when Picard ordered Worf to destroy the probe.
Right.
And it was listed as a character error that Riker continually called Taurus, even though Deanna had said her name correctly several times in the same conversation. He kept saying it wrong.
Yeah.
Whatevs.
I couldn't remember her name, so I didn't mention it.
Oh, and the other one was when after the bit where Worf said stuff without moving his lips, Riker follows him into the turbo lift off the bridge and doesn't put anybody else in command.
Oh, they do that all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's happened once. It has happened a couple of times before, but yeah, it's like Picard's really good at it. But then once it filters down through the ranks, it's almost like they're not in the habit of doing it.
Yeah.
And I think that was about it. We did the stars. We did holograph instead of hologram. So yeah, that's your lot.
Good stuff.
That's a lot of goose and trivia. Well researched.
Should we go for the scores on the doors?
Yeah, let's get rid of the pictures.
Can you bring up the spreadsheet? Because I'm sort of between 2 scores. I want to just double check what I've done for other ones.
Yeah, I'm just. Yep.
Stu, Plum, and Karen, let's see what your scores were.
Mickey gives it a 7.
There we go. So I put Mickey's point on, so that's 6 wins.
That's good. That answers it for me.
6 wins for Mickey this season.
What episode are we on?
This is number 11.
11
of 20.
So
we're over halfway.
Oh, I thought there were 22. I was going to say we're halfway, but yeah.
There might be 22, actually. Might be 22. For some reason I thought it was 20. Right, are we ready?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
Looking at these scores answered it for me because I did an 8 for Elementary Dear Data, and I think this was a really good episode, but maybe I didn't enjoy it quite as much of that, and I did an 8 for Matter of Honor, so I've gone for a 7.
Wow.
But I was between a 7 and an 8. People in chat have all gone for 7, and you guys have both gone for 8, so it's definitely in that zone, isn't it?
Yeah. I was going to say, it's not often me and G agree, but actually looking back this season, there are actually quite a number of them where we've given the same scores. I can't say that.
Is there?
Yeah. Look, 6
loud as
and
a wisp,
6,
yeah.
5 and 5 and 5, 4 and 4,
4.
6 and 6.
No, that's 6 and 4.
That's-
Oh, yeah, sorry, there's a natural
Sorry,
selection,
6,
yeah.
6, 6, 6. So yeah, it's about the 5th time we've given the same scores.
I guess I seem to be the odd man out, really. Wow, odd woman out.
Odd.
Do you know, I was thinking the other day, I wonder, you watch a lot of these TNG review shows, Monty Bam. I was wondering if there are any other female presenters you've seen on one of these shows, because I could be breaking glass ceilings,
No, there is quite a community.
being a rare lady geek.
No, there is a community of female sci-fi geeks. I watch sometimes I watch the Purple Valkyries. They talk about Star Trek and Star Wars. There's
Cool.
that Star Wars girl. She talks about Star Wars and Star Trek. There is a number of them.
Cool.
So yeah, that puts this episode as the 4th best episode of this season so far. Which
Yeah.
It's
I
about
mean,
right.
Steve Plum said in chat he enjoyed it. And for me, this is one of my most this would definitely be in my top 10 if I was Desert Island allowed to take 10 episodes. This is probably one that I would take.
Ooh,
just 'cause
definitely would not be in my top 10, but I think it was
Yeah.
good.
It was just I think I really honed in on the concept of the Iconians and being very like a misunderstood ancient civilization that was highly advanced, and it sort of echoes things that are like Atlantean, and you could see that that's why I'm saying it's a shame they didn't revisit it, because they could have sort of made these like fictitious connections, and they could have had a little bit more fun with it. But it loved me. It got my creative kind of imagination going. I do like this episode.
Yeah, and for me, like Mickey said, I think it really kind of upped the TNG's game with some new visuals. I know it was good use of the blue lightning, but seeing the Yamato, the Enterprise sister ship, like blow up and burst into flames like it did, and even when the Enterprise was in trouble and they had to take all the panels off the side walls, and you just got to see all like the computer equipment behind the side panels, and they had like all the panels off the arch, and the bridge looked in complete disarray.
That was very cool, actually. I'm surprised we didn't mention that as we were talking through, but that was very cool. It's like Worf comes back and it's like there's chaos, there's just bits everywhere.
They're just ripping
They're
the
clearly
bridge
having
apart.
a bad day.
Yeah. Even
And-
little
and-
things like the
With the Romulan ship, like having a set, and even down on the station with the gateway, and it's just it was just really really quite well done compared to what we've seen previously.
even though there was some goofs in it, even the way they shot Geordie being thrown about in the turbo lift looked pretty good.
Well, it's funny because what I was trying to lean to earlier on when I was saying, there's a lot of goofs in this one. I tend to see a kind of pattern that when the storyline is really good, and really inventive and creative, and it seems that maybe the production crew get swept away with that story and they don't focus so much on the detail. And that's where a lot of goofs produce, when they're not worried about being restrained by being continuity and things like that. Whereas where you see episodes where the story's not so great and we've not scored it so high, there's not that many goofs, and I think that's because people are kind of a bit bored by the story, so they're focusing more on the detail. I don't know. It just seems a pattern.
Yeah, maybe.
It's nice as well. Like, you remember season 1, a lot of the trivia stuff was about, you know, arguments between production staff or disagreements between the writers, and, you know, issues with Roddenberry, and, you know, there was just so much politics and issues going on behind the scenes, and, you know, there's none of that now. That's all kind of gone away, so that's quite nice. They seem to have gelled by this point, and things are, you know, on much more of an even keel.
Yeah. I think you can. They start settling into their sort of their run, their thing, and their sort of like flavor of Trek. Yeah, it's good. Next up, what have we got for next week?
Don't know. Let me see.
TNG season 2. It's the Royale.
Oh.
The Royale. That seems.
This should be good.
Oh God.
No. Some really ropey acting in that, but it will be good for questions, though. I can see that, because, you know, so much of it kind of almost repeats.
Right. Okay. Well, it'll be interesting to see. I remember that not being a great episode, but we'll see what we make of it. You never know. We might come back to it now all these years later, and we might appreciate it more than we.
No. Like, there's some terrible acting in this.
Do you know, I'm surprised that it does score as highly as it does on IMDb. I would have put it down towards the last episode in the series as well. So the last episode in this series is really, really bad. And I think we had an agreement, didn't we, that we're going to go from that straight onto the next series. We're going to do it in one episode, so we don't have to linger on it.
Yeah,
but I would have put this one down near that. But IMDb score-wise, it's much higher. So I don't know. Like I say, maybe it's a little bit better than I remember.
Yeah, maybe it is. We'll have a new appreciation for it now we're older and whatnot.
Mickey, who hasn't watched all of this, is thinking, "Oh God, what are they on about? What's the next episode? Oh, I'm not looking forward to this now."
What are they making us watch?
Sorry, Mickey.
Sorry about this next one. But yeah, we will do the last episode of this season and the first episode of the next season as one thing. Yeah,
it's not only that bad, it's also a clip show. So it's like, we've already commented on all that.
Yeah. So
writer's strike.
That's not yet though. That's a few weeks away yet.
Yep. Yeah. It's actually a couple of months away, thinking about it.
Yeah, it probably is a couple of months away, yeah. It'll be in autumn and that by the time we get there.
Well, boo, don't be talking about autumn.
Oh, dear.
I don't mind talking about autumn, because I'm thinking of going away for a week on a friend's twin hull catamaran.
Nice.
Thinking about it.
I'm going to go swim with great white sharks off the coast of Mexico.
Are you? No?
Yeah, I am.
Really?
In November.
Oh, that's very cool.
With Rob.
Oh, very cool.
We're following Rob's long lost dream of what could go wrong with me and Rob in the middle of the Pacific off the coast of Mexico with great white sharks. What could go wrong?
Well, I can give you a couple of
maiming death. What?
I can give you a couple of films to watch, like, you know, Abandoned, or there's a few films that could give you a bit of schooling of what to watch out for.
I don't think I want to know. I'll tell you one thing. And this is probably like, this is super old. Night Stuplum.
Night Stuplum.
This is super obvious to most people, but to me, with my small brain, it did not compute. But to fly from Heathrow to San Diego in California takes 10 hours. It takes just like 45 minutes longer than from Heathrow to Miami. It's about the same distance and the same length of time. And I was like, how can that be? Because how can it be the same distance? But I guess because
go the other way.
Well, you go over the top of the of the world. You go over like the North Pole. So rather than go like that way,
straight across the Atlantic.
You go in like that, you know. It's so the west coast of America is roughly the same distance from us as the east coast of America. We kind of look down on America from the top. I had to get Google Earth up and go, hang on a minute, I got to draw this out. I got to see this, and it's true. And I was like, my God, I never realised that. Little things, you know. Little things.
So the first educational film that you want to watch then is Alive.
Alive.
Yeah, with the Argentinian football team.
What? Oh, because we're passing
in case
over
you end up in
the wastes of the Rockies up over Canada. Oh, thanks. Yeah. No. Yes. So there you go. Yeah, we're doing that in November. Well, bearing if you know, COVID doesn't close everything back off again, and yeah, we'll see.
Nice.
Exciting times. Okay, well, thank you, everyone in chat. Yes, next week up we've got the Royale. That was a good episode this week. I enjoyed this episode. I enjoyed doing this show. I enjoyed watching it, and so that was good. May not be. We'll make it fun next week, even if the episode's a duffer. We will make it fun for everyone, won't we?
Yeah, I will prepare some innuendo.
Innuendo.
I was really well behaved tonight because there was a scene then and we were talking about it and there was a picture and I was going to make a funny suggestion that was dirty and I didn't.
Wow.
Never censor yourself, G.
Did that hurt us inside? Did that hurt you a little bit?
Yeah. I was laughing my face off that, like, if you watch it back, you'll see around that time I'm chuckling to myself because in my head I said it.
You know, I don't hold back. I've said some things that people really have wanted me to take back.
Yeah.
Well, never mind. I'll give it in bucket and spades next week then.
Okay, then.
Yeah, we're
to
going
make
to
it
bring
fun.
it.
Yeah. Of course, tomorrow night it's Thursday night Fortnite live streams. Come and join us for that. G, I don't think we're going to be doing the Monty Zone this week. We're going to have to postpone it another week, unfortunately.
Prep for party?
Prep for party, and I've got the in-laws here, and we haven't seen
course.
them for like a year and a half. So
Yes.
can't
Good
really
point.
go, well, it's nice to see you, but I've got my internet show to do. We'll be postponing that for another week. So that'll be a week Friday, Monty Zone, if G's available. And that's us for this week. I hope you enjoyed the show, and we will see you again next week at 8 o'clock on Wednesday. Cheers, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.